Good morning. Yep, it is. Just looked at the clock. 10 to 12 on a Saturday. And it's the Saints man here. Small van driver on the CX. And last week, it was an okay week. The week before, I was absolutely knackered at the weekend doing 2,100 miles. Well, this week, we got it down to 1,288. A lot better. So, sort of averaging 250 a day instead of, yeah, about 200, just over 250 a day instead of 450 a day. And we just about made target. Um, we did pretty consistent days, actually. Monday, we did 3 jobs, and that was okay. And we just fell just short of target, but we ended up going down to Reading, and then we did a little job back to Reading, and then we did a Reading to Cricklewood, which I couldn't get a job home from London. It's getting out of London is just so hard. Not unless you want to pay 40, it's 40, 50 pence. It is. 60p don't cut it now. Getting out of London in the afternoon. There's so many drivers getting out and they'll just do it. If you've got really, really good money going down, I can understand. You're getting your petrol money home. It's a backload, isn't it? Every London job from lunchtime onwards, sorry, I just had to wait, is a backload. It's simple as, and I just don't quote that low. Uh, I just don't. So my fault, I don't know, but I just think it's just shippers in London must be absolutely loving it because they know they're going to get the job done really cheap. Someone will do it, but hey, that's the gripe. Tuesday, I was back down to London. I had a job to the O2, um, which went really well. I picked this up Monday night actually, this, and it was meeting a fitter in the actual O2. But anyone does famous places, let's just say, right, in London, I've done Wembley Stadium, I've done Lord's Cricket Ground, I've done the Oval Cricket Ground, I've done Tottenham's new ground, I've done the O2, I've done Alexander Palace, and you need to be booked in. Your number plate registration needs to be booked in. So if you ever do a job to these places, not so much the football ground at Tottenham, because I met people outside, you need to be booked in. Number plate, everything. It's security. That's what it is. These are targets. These are easy terrorism targets, Else, if they don't do it. And sure enough, on the Tuesday, I wasn't booked in. But luckily, I got a fitter's number, and he had to come out. They would not let me in. They didn't put a sniffer dog in the van. They got a spaniel going round at the O2, which is fine, but it all takes time. But we did get out of London. We got get out of London. We got a job to Harlow from Raynham, which wasn't too far away. Because once I'd done the O2, I was there at I think it was about 8:30, 8:45. I went to Thurrock Services because I think it covers a better area that way, and you're out of London a little bit. But I did pick a job at Raynham to Harlow, and then I managed to pick a job up from Hoddleston delivering Wednesday to Nottingham and got good money, goodish money from that one. So Tuesday was a good day. I got good money going to London. So that allows you to perhaps quote a little bit less, like I said, but not 50 or 40p. I think I quoted on the jobs. The Raynham job was over £1 a mile, and the Nottingham one, I think I quoted at about 80p a mile. And it was 9 boxes. So Wednesday, I was already got a job to Nottingham. Got to be there at 8:30. So you're in a really good, Nottingham's a really good area. And what did I go and do? Got there at 8 o'clock. It was business premises, as in offices rather than work, like engineering. It was office based. They got there at 8:20 and got it off. I should have been more patient. I wasn't. And I took a job back down to London from Nottingham. Good money, don't get me wrong. Really good money. The only issue with that was it was 10 miles from Nottingham. I just see a Nottingham postcode, didn't look into it closely enough. So I had 10 miles, although I got £1 a mile on that going down. And it was North London. I know the postcodes roughly are London. And Northwest 10, that sort of North London is Park Royal, Acton. And that's what it was. It was Northwest 10. And again, it was meeting a builder just in Acton High Street, actually. And we got that off, went and parked at the Ace, and I thought, I've got a new tactic now in London. Get out. Don't even look. I start driving up the motorway. I'm 60 miles from home. I'll get on the M1 and I'll trundle up the M1, put the sat nav at cruise control at 60, and I'll look for jobs going up. I start off with like Watford, anything in Watford because I'm closer to it. Goes up to Hemel Hempstead, Luton, Milton Keynes. I try and get past Luton. At the moment, Luton is a nightmare. From junction 10 to junction 12, narrow lanes, 50-mile-an-hour limit. You can be there sometimes half an hour. If there's one accident, you're at it. So I try and get north of Luton, which is what I did. And I hadn't got nothing. But that's what it is. I pull off at Milton Keynes, junction 14, and I go into Milton Keynes, first junction, first roundabout in Milton Keynes, take the third exit. Willen Lakes is there. There's a really good perching spot there. And I managed to get a job from there after having my lunch. And it was to Northampton, 2 drops. And I got okay money for it. I was driving home anyway, and it was delivering to couriers right near me, and I got good money. So that was a good day, Wednesday. In fact, that was my, let me look, was that my best day? It was my best day. It was 24 quid over target. But I say, it was all consistent. Thursday, I got a job booked in from the guys down the road, and it was to Bury St Edmunds. It was 1 drop to Bury St Edmunds. And it's okay, but getting out of Suffolk, Norfolk is just, it's hard work. It really is. And I sat around for best part, well, I didn't. I widened my search for 50 miles. And there was a job from King's Lynn to Wellingborough, which I've done 3 or 4 times. It's 1 pallet. And Wellingborough, it's 7 miles from my house. But it picks up at 11:45. I was in King's Lynn delivered at 7:45. So it's 4 hours. It's what did I got to say? It's 3 3/4 hours away. But I've got to go 35 miles to get to it. But they put the quote on in the morning, and I quoted on it, and I still quoted on it competitively. But Kings Lynn there's not many drivers, so you're hoping to get it, and I did. They sent it through quite quickly, so I had a bit of a rest. I cleaned the van out, and that was all I did. I got back to Wellingborough, and I was done. I was done by 2 o'clock Wednesday. So Wednesday was a Thursday, so it was just a quiet day, but it was still okay. Money was all right, short of target, but not by much. And my pence per mile was good. Friday, I got another booking out early morning from the guys down the road. You know, literally half a mile from where I live, and it was to Peterborough and Holbeach, and it's Peterborough Hospital. I know I can get rid of it early-ish, which I did. And Holbeach was a motor dealer, and we got that delivered. And again, I'm in East Anglia. Now I'm in Norfolk this time, Holbeach near Spalding. Nothing, nothing. I quoted on 2 jobs in 2.5 hours. One was Boston to JCB, which I didn't get, and I weren't fussed. I was only 12 miles south of that. And the other one was Spalding to Blandford Forum, may have been something like that, somewhere near in the New Forest. On a Friday, I quoted high. If I'd got it, I'd have done it. I know I was going to run home empty from there probably Friday afternoon. So I quoted high, knowing I probably wouldn't get it, and I did. But there was a job in there, Peterborough to Ilkeston, and I was 15 miles from it, and I quoted lowish. I didn't worry about the 15 miles. I think I quoted 75 pence, no, 80 pence on the other miles, and got it. And I took a punt thinking, well, Ilkeston is Nottingham Derby area. Hopefully I'll get a third job back. And it worked out really well, because before I delivered, I was in Ilkeston. Now, job come on from, it should have been Alfreton to Bedford, but it was South Normanton. But I met a driver from the company, the courier company I was doing the job for, the third job to Bedford. Instead of going to get it from their driver had picked it up, and I was meeting him at a McDonald's just off the M1. Brilliant. So that worked out really well. Friday worked out really well, and that was to Bedford, the hospital, to the pharmacy, and I know exactly where that is. I've done it, and I took it straight to the pharmacy, and I wasn't too bad. I was home. I actually only worked. I worked out. I think I worked best part of 6.5 hours, 7 hours max, but the whole day was 11 1/4 because of all the waiting time in Norfolk. Guys, any of you who subscribe are from Norfolk, I'll tip my hat to you. How you make a living? Because I was there in Suffolk uh, on Thursday and Norfolk on Friday, and there was no jobs coming out. And there was a lot of drivers for the area. Wasn't as many as a city like Northampton, like a town like Northampton, but there were still drivers, and they'd sat there. Friday, I was in Hull Beach, and drivers had sat there all morning, and they're still sat there when I'd left. So I don't know how they make a living, but yeah, fair play to you. You must tramp all week, or you must do another job. I don't know to make money, but anyway, that's the week. So it's consistent. Every day was roughly the same, and it was a lot easier on me. I'm not knackered today. It's Saturday. We're going out to the rugby soon. I'm feeling a lot better this weekend, as in rested. So that's important to me. So we did 1,288 miles. So, like I say, the week before, I did 2,138. So it's 850 miles less over 5 days, which is about 170 a day, something like that. Less every day. Money was 953 before VAT. After VAT, 1143. Take off the 10% flat rate, and I come out with 1,029. So I'm 29 quid over a grand, over my weekly target, which makes it 205 a day. And I'm still I did 33 hours driving, whereas the Scotland ones I did 42 and a half. And the duty time, including all the waiting time, which I had about 9 hours, was just under 50 hours. So my pence per mile, this is an important one, was 80 pence per mile. And that's the highest it's been this year. And that's every single mile from me leaving my house to getting back to my house. And that's the highest it's been. Last year I was achieving that pretty much regular through the summer, May, June, July, August, September. So I hope this is a sign of things to come. That's the week. Oh, you're all doing well. Like I say, it's a consistent week. Any questions you got, I'll try and answer them. I've been trying to answer them. There was two guys had a little bit of a disagreement on one of my things where I said, "Oh, it's getting me home." When I was in Scotland, I got that. That'll get me home. That's getting me home. What I mean by that is it's getting me closer to home. It's my home's Northampton, so anything from Scotland going backwards towards home is getting me home. Not home as in right on it, but yeah, probably should explain that a bit better. When I say something's getting me home, I should say probably getting me nearer home. But that's it. But yeah. Any more questions? I had someone ask me whether they think I can make a living of it. I think they lived in Southampton, and I said I did explain. I answered the question on the thing, so I try and answer them. If I miss them, I'm sorry, but sometimes I do. Anyway, we're off to the rugby. Saints are playing Stormers, which is a South African team in a friendly. It's just to get them back into it, and next week they've got another friendly, and then we're back into the league. Um, and England are playing Ireland. I'm not holding up much hope about that either, to be honest. Later on, so you're doing all right, and speak next week. I'm going to do a small video next week on what I call famous places. I've mentioned a few where I've collected from or delivered that are quite well known. Speak later.